It doesn't cease to amaze me to think about how much people don't think about how much money they actually need in this day and age. People do a number of things. For one, they associate the current value of money with yesterday's value of money when they shouldn't. They should need to move mentally with inflation. In addition to that, people go into a job and they negotiate a pay that they think is good, but it might wind up being insufficient, causing their accounts to be insufficient. A lot of times, especially in the business of sales, you would run into an individual that would have financial issues. And it's like, why you have financial issues? You're making more money than your average person is making. And we're working 100% commission. And what it comes down to is about managing your cash flow, managing the amount of money you have going out versus the amount of money you have coming in. And what we do in sales, after someone has gone through the sales process, after someone has seen the sales process, we go over with them what is a break even. It's based off their income and what they need to make to be able to live, to get by. But that's it, nothing extra. Why is this? Well, we want to make sure that when everything is said and done, they have enough to pay their bills, and anything they make on top of that is extra. And you should be doing this too. Now, you might not be as blessed as I am to have a commission paying job, especially when you have a 100% commission paying job. Your income is definitely limitless. Oftentimes, people are afraid of a commission job and they opt into having a salary or an hourly wage. And they think, as long as I made more than my last job, then they'll be good, because they think I was paying my bills with my last job. But they don't realize that they were just getting by. And I find this out every time I do a break even with somebody that's brand new in the business. So what is this break even? So what we do is we go over certain expenses per month. Expenses per month that are necessities to have. Rent, car insurance, utilities, cable, even groceries, credit card payments. You want to have good credit, getting your hair taken care of, getting new clothes. And what I did was I went online. I just got the averages of all of these, and you can plug in these values of what they actually are for yourself and see how much money you actually need to be able to make to cover everything. But I'm just going with the averages with everything right here. So this is how we would do a break even. And we will start with the rent or the mortgage. Now, on average throughout the entire country, the mortgage is about $2,700 per month, and average rent throughout the entire country is $1,563 per month. Some are more, some are less. So I took the average of both of those and I went with $2,131 average monthly payment. Now, let's make things a little bit easier for you. Let's say you have a roommate. When you do a break even, if you have a roommate, you only want to include your portion of what you have to pay, not the total amount, because this is about what you're responsible for. And so if the rent is $2,131 and you're sharing a room with one other person, then your portion of that rent is $1,066. All right. So for the car note, I'm sure you're not sharing the payment in the car note, but on average, between new and used cars, the average payment is $629 per month. Now, also, you got to have car insurance too. Average car insurance across the United States right now is about $194. I'm taking the average numbers here. Now, you have utilities, right? But you have a roommate. So with the utilities that you got, is on average per month $610. Your portion of that will be $305. Same with the cable and the internet. Average throughout the country is $122. So your portion would be $61. And with the groceries, being as though both of you are, consuming everything the way you're supposed to be consuming everything, groceries on average you're looking at around $665 per month, or your portion will be $333. Haircut about $100 a month, maybe twice, $50 every 2 weeks. Or clothing. When it comes to clothing, on average across the board, per household, you're looking at around $1,434. Now, Average household has about 2.15 people. So when you divide that number, you come out with $58 per person on average. Now, you're not going to be buying clothes every month. I get this. But on average throughout the year, yeah, I can say it can come out to being about $58 per month as far as what you're spending on clothes. Now, some of you grew up in households where you guys do this already. Some of you grew up in households where y'all never did anything like this and don't have the slightest clue. You just know that you got to make X amount of dollars for this payment, so you do what you can to make that, and then you do whatever you got to do to get to the next payment. Well, doing it in this fashion will make you a lot more organized and to give you a better view as to what you have to pay. When you do the total amount of everything, of your portion of what you have to pay, your portion comes out to being per month $2,922. Now, annually, you're looking at $35,064. Now, here's the thing. If you're making less than that at your current job, I don't care where you are in the country or what you're doing, find another job in addition, or find a side hustle that's going to actually get you way above that, regardless of what your current expenses is. Even if your current monthly expenses are less than that, find a job that's paying more than $35,000 a year. On average, the reason why I say that, on average, throughout the United States, people are making around $59,228 per year. Now, what I do is I have a lot of calculators, and when I plug that figure, $59,228 into my financial calculator, we calculate for the fact that, you have state taxes, where some states don't have state taxes, but across the board, on average, you're looking at around 8.9% for state taxes. So when you include that in there, let's say you're not contributing anything to a 401k. Let's say, you have one allowance and you're filing a single. All right. Well, after everything is said and done, your federal taxes, Social Security, and everything like that, you should be looking at around $43,033. Now you say to yourself, well, that's more than the monthly expenses, so that's good. If you're making 60 or 59,000 or 60,000 gross, then you should be good. But a lot of you are living paycheck to paycheck, and you got to really ask yourself why. Well, is your possible savings after that, just to let you know, you're going to be looking at $7,969 that you could be saving per year. But where's all of this money going? Well, I would say these monies are going and being circulated towards negative and bad habits, while rich people circulate their money towards investments, towards whether it be the stock market, whether it be a piece of real estate, which would be a smart thing to do with this extra money. After you've configured all of this, and after you figure you can save X amount of dollars, what are you frivolously spending your money on? Well, one thing I will say is when you go out to buy coffee, now on average throughout the entire country, coffee is anywhere from $2.12 to $4.98 on average throughout the entire country. Now, let's say, you're getting the good stuff. You're not getting that cheap gas station coffee. Let's say you're getting the good stuff, right? If you're getting the good stuff, then you're looking at about $1,818 per year that you're spending on coffee. If you're getting 1 cup a day, that's just 1 cup every single day. Now, some of you have cigarettes. Cigarettes is pretty interesting. Cigarettes on average throughout the entire country, you're looking at a per pack about $8.39 per pack. Now, on average, people are getting around 1 pack per day. So, on average, 1 pack per day, you're looking at around $3,062 per year. Yeah, those numbers are starting to not necessarily make sense, but you're starting to feel those numbers too. Now, I know what some of you are saying. Well, some of you are saying, "Hey, I don't mess with cigarettes. I use the Juuls. That's cool and all. On average, the cost of the Juul pods, can, vary depending on the state, depending on the size of the pack. Like a 2-pack of Juul pods costs about $13.99. A 4-pack of Juul pods costs $23.69. That's for a 4-pack, right? Now, on average, people come out to smoking around maybe 10 pods a month. That's what I found out through my research, right? Now, what's really interesting about that, let's say you're just getting 2 to 4 packs every month. It's a lot less money, a lot more money in your pocket than the cigarette person is. And in no way am I telling you to switch from cigarettes to jewels. I think they're both bad for you. And I feel like you would be better off just not bothering with either one of them, to be honest with you. And I mean, you look at it with if you're getting 2 of the 4 packs per day, $47.38 per month. That's about $5.69 per year. Like I said, significantly less than the cigarettes is. But I mean, truthfully, that still could be money that you could be investing and be applying to certain things. Now, what's one thing that we're all guilty of that we can't help it, that when payday comes, we even go extra with this one thing. Yes, on payday, we go extra for buying lunch, for eating out, for buying lunch. That's crazy. Now, what's crazy about buying lunch, what's really interesting about that, on average, people spend maybe about $53 per week. And truthfully, like right now, the way McDonald's is and the way these fast food places is, you're probably looking at around $15 a value meal, truthfully. So it's probably going to be more than $53. But let's say it is around $53 per week. You're doing, whatever the national average is. You're looking at around $2,746 on lunch annually. And I would say that's closer to the minimum. I mean, just by packing your lunch, you can save $2,700. Just, even for the sake of everything. If you look at that, and then you add another vice, another negative substance that I would say is a horrible substance that consumed me even more than I consumed it. It was the energy drinks. Now, on average across the board, for energy drinks per liter, you're looking at $5.10. Now, you figure 2 cans is 1 liter, right? So most people get I would get like 2 cans a day. A lot of people get more than that. Some people get less than that. But when it came to the energy drinks, it was a bad thing for me. But I was drinking about 2 cans a day. And yes, that's about $5.10 per each time. So we're looking at another $1,862 per year spent just on energy drinks, getting 2 energy drinks every single day. Now, you can see where this money is going. I mean, truthfully, if you're the jewel guy, you're probably in a little bit better shape because, you're only $900. So you'll have $974 left. But why even do that? Why even go there? I mean, in all honesty, I mean, just by cutting out a few bad habits, you can literally increase your income. Just by cutting out bad habits. Let's look at another one. When you look at the cigarette, coffee, energy drink, and eating out guy, well, at that point in time, that's $9,488. You're in the hole at that point. And you wonder why you're living paycheck to paycheck? Listen, you can sit up here and blame other people for your situation. I'm not here to give you any financial advice. I'm just telling you what you could be doing with your money instead of circulating in directions that's not going to help you. Is actually circulate your money in ways that are going to help you, that are going to benefit you. See, there are many different apps that we have. There's apps that I like to use like Expense IQ or Mint or Expensify. And, here are a few other apps that you can, find on the Play Store, or you can find it in the App Store. And it can help you monitor what you're spending your money on. When you can physically see where your money is going, it makes you more conscious as to where you're circulating your money. So when you look and you say, oh my goodness, I done circulated, or I done spent $2,700 this year on fast food, or $3,000 this year on fast food alone. Well, you shouldn't wonder why you're broke at that point. Just change some of your habits. A lot of people want to blame the politicians, and a lot of the politicians want to blame the rich people. And I find it a bit funny because only foolish people think that politicians are going to fix their situation. That might be too aggressive, but it is what it is. Don't be a fool. I don't care if it's Trump or if it's Kamala. It doesn't even matter. Like, like these people haven't helped you out with your financial situation. Only you have control of your financial situation. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do proactively? What could you be doing with that extra $7,969 per year? Well, I mean, you can invest it annually. One thing I found interesting is, I went to ChatGTP. AI is, great for answering a lot of questions. And I wondered if someone was to put away $7,900 per year into like an S&P fund, just something like, a SPY or something like that. After about 10 years, what would they have to show for themselves? Like, how much money would they have? Well, the answer is quite simple. It's about $115,000. Now, if you worked at a job and you were able to put away $115,000 at the end of 10 years, would that be good? That number at the end of 20 years is $364,000 and some change. Now, some of you have worked at jobs that you for 10 and 20 years and put away that or more, but some of you haven't. So for the folks that haven't, what can you change in your lifestyle that can really help you change the scope of your income? Like, we didn't even get into alcohol. Just imagine. Think about how much you actually circulate in these directions. Figure out your necessary expenses, the wants as opposed to the needs. And then think, how much are you spending on your wants? How much are you spending on your needs? How much money do you have coming in? And how many of your wants can you eliminate? You talk about fun. Well, I can guarantee you with a lot more money in your pocket, you have a lot more fun. A lot more things you can do. And when you organize your situation this way, you can plan for things better. You can plan for vacations better. You can plan your whole lifestyle better. You can get out of whatever rut that you're in, but a politician is not going to help you with that. These foolish politicians will tell you things like they're going to tax the rich, like that's going to increase your income. If anything, that's going to lower your income, because there is no taxing the rich. The rich people we're smart enough to figure out, all right, I can go through this tax loophole, I can use this tax loophole to my advantage, while poor people are just paying more in taxes. That's why the rich get richer. But it has nothing to do with anything other than just your lack of knowledge. Now, what is your lack of knowledge of? Finances? No. Your lack of knowledge is where you're circulating your money. So pay attention to it. Be conscious of it. When you're about to buy something, ask yourself, is this something that I want or is this something that I need? Then look at everything in hindsight. And then ask yourself, 10 years down the line, are you happier that you put away this much money? Or did you need to get that beer? Or did you need to get that fast food value meal? Or did you need to get those jewels? Did you need to have those cigarettes? People think they need it.